Well, agencies have made big investments in sophisticated data platforms. They have established their own notion of identity for the consumers they're trying to reach. They have built their own technology. Uh, and I think that within the walls of their company, there's varying levels depending on who you're talking about, but they have some sophisticated ways that they plan and track who they're reaching and who they need to reach. I think breaking that sophisticated knowledge out of their walls and turning it into something that can be actioned on with publishers or with buying systems, that's always been the friction point. And I think as we see this emergence of ID graphs, ID resolution services, that's really the industry's way of allowing an agency or a brand to work with the data that they're comfortable with, that they've invested in, but have comfort that when they go to action against that data for targeting or measurement, there's a nice clean through line so that all of the investments they've made, all of the processes and analysis they're doing is then able to be realized when they're actually running and measuring campaigns.
Let me ask you, what are you doing that's new in terms of data-driven investment and audience-based planning, buying, and measurement? What's new at OpenAP, or what are innovations that you hope to make along those lines?
Well, the things that we're working on are enabling an audience definition to be used consistently to create digital and linear expressions of that audience. Now, having everything start with the audience is important to us because if all of your downstream audience expressions for targeting a campaign are based off of a single initial activation that the buyer is comfortable with, that unlocks the ability to do cross-platform planning, and it unlocks the ability for eventual cross-platform measurement, which is something that we've been very focused on for the last quite a bit, and something that you'll see some solutions starting to emerge from us in this area.
What does innovation look like in our space right now, and what's exciting to you? Both what you guys are doing, but more broadly, what's happening in our industry.
Well, one of the things that I get excited about, yes, it's true, I do get excited about this space. One of the things that I get excited about lately is this idea of an ID graph or identity. It used to be more associated with within a particular walled garden. Within a particular walled garden, we have the best mousetrap. So come in and in for a penny, in for a pound. And what I like is this new dynamic that's emerging where the actual ID graphs or the identity that people are building up within their companies becomes an opportunity to collaborate with other companies. In other words, you build all of your solutions up around your notion of identity, and then there is a way for you to resolve your identity graph with multiple third-party identity graphs, which allow you to transact with them, all while preserving the privacy and all the value in your first-party data or the data that you've licensed and combined in an interesting way. So I think what I get excited about is that people are trying to figure out ways to use their various notions of identity to work together instead of a differentiator to try to amass all of the market share around a whole part of our space. It's really become a way to connect easily, which I think is very productive.
And finally, for OpenAP, what do you hope to accomplish in this year from a product standpoint, collaborative standpoint? Where do you hope things go? What do you hope to accomplish?
Well, I would love for everyone to understand And for me to be able to demonstrate to people that buying on advanced audience, that running audience targeted campaigns now truly is as easy as it is to run a demo campaign. The tech is here, the services are here, the interoperability between publishers and buy-side systems, between identity graphs, it's all actually here. And I think there's this long-held belief, it's very hard to shake, that advanced audience executions and analysis are just inherently more difficult and more complex than doing the same transactions dealing with demo only. So I feel like as an industry, our goal is to make sure that everybody understands that the technology has arrived. For OpenAP, I feel like the biggest challenge is to be able to demonstrate that the services that we've created and the integrations that we have in place are a good place to start to understand and almost see what I'm talking about in action. The capability, the pieces on the board, they're all there. And we've built some very good systems that take advantage of all of these new dynamics. So for me, I just want to be out there as a proof point to the statement that the technology has arrived, the interoperability is here, and this is how you could take advantage of it. You know, our position on how you could take advantage of it. There's many other ways to take advantage of this, though.